It's 7:12 p.m. The sunset turns the vinyl siding gold. The doorbell talks like it has opinions, and a tiny red dot just winked at the exact moment a stroller rolled by. If you've ever wondered where security ends and surveillance begins, this is the evening the HOA rules meet lenses, mics, fences, and bedtime. I'm not here to unplug your safety. I'm here to point it at the right square of world so the block sleeps like it belongs to itself. Those headlights? Please don't brace. That's the calm car. He's here to explain angles, not confiscate gadgets. Good evening, officer. Thanks for coming with your library voice. We've got a front doorbell cam with a chime that records audio, a side yard bullet camera with a view that grazes the neighbor's patio, and a backyard floodlight camera that sees past the top of a 6-foot fence when it catches the second-story angle. The HOA architectural packet says, cameras allowed if discreet, aimed at owner's property, not intruding into neighbor's private areas, and wire colors to match trim. The neighbor says the side camera hears dinner. The owner says packages keep auditioning for YouTube. You're both right about different things. We're going to be precise, so nobody argues with a feeling. Quick yes, no will save us some miles. Yes. Is any camera pointed so it can see through windows into a living space? No. Good. Is any camera's audio picking up regular conversations beyond your lot line? Maybe. That's our not. Is any camera mounted on the common fence? Not on, just facing over? Okay. Let's get the out loud rules so everyone's memory gets the same download. Thank you. Officer. Recording video on your own property that incidentally captures public areas like sidewalks is generally allowed. Pointing cameras into areas where neighbors have a reasonable expectation of privacy, like through their windows or focused into a private patio behind a fence, is not okay. Audio recording is regulated. Avoid recording conversations you're not a party to. The HOA can require placement that minimizes intrusion and can enforce trim color, conduit concealment, and non-flashing status lights. Motion lights must be shielded, not spill into bedrooms. Signs can state video recording on premises, but signs don't legalize eavesdropping. If there's a dispute, adjust angles, set privacy zones, disable or limit audio, and document cooperation. That's the sermon I needed, said with fewer metaphors. Here's the practical map, starting with the piece that's keeping a neighbor from using their patio like it's theirs. Angle first. Feature second, feelings third. You see that side camera? Its lens sees 2 inches of the neighbor's paving stones through the fence gap when the iris hunts at dusk. It also hears forks, which means it hears people. We're going to move that camera forward by 10 inches, rotate 15 degrees inward, and enable the privacy mask for the fence line so the sensor acts like the fence exists even when physics tries to be clever. We're also going to turn off audio on the side camera entirely. Doorbell audio stays for 2-way at the door. Side audio goes, your security doesn't need to overhear. Soup. You're worried that turning off audio will miss a muttered package thief confession. Package thieves monologue. Less than movies suggest. The motion clip plus a face at the door is 99% of what you'll ever need. The backyard floodlight cam? At the second-story soffit, it's peeking over a 6-foot fence into a rectangle of neighbor sky and sometimes a corner of their grill. There's a setting called privacy zones or activity zones. Tonight, we paint a thick blackout zone along the entire fence line and 5 feet above it. The camera now treats the neighbor, side like a void. No picture, no motion events, no AI guessing the shape of a yawn. Also, your light spill. That 2700K flood is a search party. Shield it with a visor so it washes your lawn. Not their bedroom. Lower the sensitivity so a moth doesn't summon daylight. Front doorbell? Perfectly fine aimed at your porch and slice of the sidewalk. But the audio recording on every motion event is over-eager. Set it to press to record for 2-way or record audio only during answered events. If your model doesn't allow that, mute audio entirely and rely on video plus 2-way. Mic only when you tap it. You both keep glancing at the small U.S. flag on the porch rail. Like it might have to sit this conversation out, it won't. Flag stays aim. The flag light downward, not across the street. And set it to turn off at 10 p.m. Security and respect. Wear the same shoes when you pick the right wattage. You're asking whether a camera may face the sidewalk to catch package. Pirates. Yes, but the rule is incidental. Public, not intentional neighbor. Aim center to your walkway. Limit the field of view with zones so the camera doesn't live in the neighbor's driveway. Also, turn off the people talkback. That shouts, "You are being recorded" every time. Someone delivers burritos. The burrito knows. It doesn't need narration. You're asking if doorbell. Chimes that auto-record violate anything at all. When they capture regular conversations. Beyond your property line without the speaker's consent, you're in a gray that gets darker if someone complains. The fix is polite. Limit audio. Adjust zones. Keep logs of your changes. Tell your neighbor what you did. Officer, could you log side cam moved rotated? Audio off on side. Back cam privacy mask on fence +5. Flood shielded. Doorbell audio limited to answered events. Porch light timer 10 p.m. Voluntary compliance. HOA finish color requirements acknowledged. Thank you. Paper with verbs beats feelings with volume. The neighbor's worry is not just the present, it's the future. What if the next person aims worse? Let's draft a tiny HOA-compliant camera etiquette we can text to the street thread tonight so the next gadget installs itself politely. It goes like this. Cameras must be mounted on your structure, not on shared fences. Field of view limited to your lot and approaches. Privacy zones masking neighbor yards, windows required. Audio off on side back cams. Doorbell audio only when answering. Motion sensitivity tuned to reduce sidewalk chatter. Floodlights shielded and set low. Visible status LEDs set to steady or off. Color-matched conduit. Wires tidy. No dangling cables. You're nodding like a person who wants their packages and their friends. Preferably in that order. Exactly. We protect packages, we also protect dinners. Okay? Let's do the literal physical adjustments. Now, so no one goes back inside thinking this is hypothetical, take the Torx driver. Loosen. The side cam base. Slide the mount forward. 10 inches so the door frame blocks the fence gap in the peripheral. Rotate 15 degrees toward your side gate. Tighten. Open. The app live view shows your gravel, your trash can, and a sliver of fence. No table. Great. Tap, settings, privacy. Add mask. Draw a polygon from the fence cap down to the pavers at the property line for the entire right half of the frame. Save now. Audio. Off. The waveform icon grays. Out perfect. We just taught the mic about boundaries. Backyard flood cam. Ladder time. I'll foot it. You go up slow. Tilt. The housing down 2 degrees so the horizon becomes cedar, not sky. Snap the visor. In the app, draw a blackout band along the top third, fence +5 feet, then lower motion sensitivity to avoid wind in trees events. Also, schedule the light for dusk to 10 p.m. with people only, triggering after 10 to avoid possum paparazzi. Front doorbell, audio set to only during live view, pre-roll video only, no audio chirp. Disable the auto voice. Silence teaches more politeness than automation. You're asking whether the small sticker 24-hour video must be removed because it sounds dramatic. Keep a tasteful placard by the door. It's courtesy and can reduce door debates. Just don't. Plaster signs along the fence like a museum. Exhibit subtle reads as grown up. The neighbor asks about the second-story bedroom camera pointed. Add an eave to watch a roof vent for a raccoon. Angle at the roof is fine. Mask everything below the gutter. No street, no yard. No neighbor anything. Roof-only raccoons didn't hire a lawyer. But they appreciate consistency. You're both worrying about storage. How long is too long? 30 days is a reasonable ceiling for residential. Longer invites hoarding ghosts. Keep incidents. Auto-delete the rest. If your app defaults to forever because forever is a business model, change it to 30 because 30 is a neighbor. Model.audio law rides alongside consent. If your state leans toward all party consent, then record audio only for answered doorbell. Calls. If it's one party, be decent and act like it's all. If you wouldn't want your patio laughter archived by someone else. Don't archive anyone else's. You're asking if dummy cams are allowed. They're allowed and useless where packages vanish. Real cams deter and document. Dummies like to cosplay. Also, dummies don't do privacy masks. They just creep without output, which is a terrible combo. We prefer honest cameras with kind angles. Officer, one more for the notes. Storage limit set to 30 days. Incident clips only retained. Privacy placard at door. Flags, emblems unaffected. HOA paint-matched conduit within 14 days. Thanks. Now to the tiny things that change moods on contact. Door close bumpers. Install these on your storm door so the latch doesn't announce each Amazon hello to the whole cul-de-sac. Backyard chime schedule. Doorbell notifications off on shared side yard after 8 p.m. The internet won't delete itself. The alert can wait until morning. Night mode, set, no audible announcements, 8 p.m., 8 a.m. If someone knocks like it's 1997, that can be the exception we handle with shoes on. The neighbor's patio string lights, they're soft and legal. You felt watched, so you assumed your lights bothered them. They didn't. They just wanted to chew on a taco without being a clip. Feelings can lie. Angles don't. You ask if a camera above the garage can watch the street for speeding. Leave that job to the officer's speed trailer and occasional. Glide through. Your camera can cover your driveway apron and your mailbox. It doesn't need to be the Department of Transportation. But if you truly worry about speeds, ask for the smiley sign next month. Nods appear like currency you can bank. We collect nods. They pay for quiet. Let's text the block with the short plan while goodwill is warm. Camera update. Side cam moved inward 15 degrees, audio off. Back cam masked to fence, ply 5. Flood shielded and 10 p.m. off. Doorbell audio only when answered. 30-day storage. Privacy placard at door. Conduit painted to match trim. If you adjust yours, aim to lot-only views and mask neighbor's side. Thanks for keeping angles kind. Reply, agree if the summary's fair. Agree, agree. Good. Now the thing under the thing. Everyone wants less theft and more porch naps. Camera creep happens when we confuse possible with polite. Your gear is powerful. Restraint is power with neighbors. If a package goes missing next month, you'll have a clean clip of your porch and the sidewalk edge. If your neighbor hosts a birthday, you'll have no clip at all. That's the correct number of clips for both stories. The officer's calm voice is also doing math. If the block solves this with masks and mics off where appropriate, calls drop, nights settle, and the Camera War newsletter never gets drafted. We like the newsletter that talks about pool hours and ice cream trucks. We do not like the newsletter with screen grabs and arrows. Last, details to close every loop. Wire management. Paint the conduit to match trim this weekend. Tie slack. No zip tie tails flapping like exclamation points. Status LEDs. Disable blinking. Solid or off is fine. Blinking turns curiosity into theater. Shared walls. Townhome folks. Mount cams at front rear walls only. No soffit that can look down into neighbor patio. Use hoods to narrow FOV rentals if you host. Your listing must say exterior video only, audio limited to answered doorbell calls. Privacy masks engaged, and you message again on check-in. So no one discovers a camera like it's an ambush kids, no cameras mounted. At kid height that face the sidewalk where kids talk about popsicles, adults can protect packages without collecting. Childhood. The neighbor asks if white noise is okay on their patio to hide. Clinks. Yes. Soft white noise won't bother anyone and makes the night less microphone friendly. Even when the mics are off, we love a therapeutic fan when feelings run hot. The owner asks whether the HOA will approve a small decorative shroud around the doorbell to make it less sci-fi. Yes. Submit the color and a photo. If it matches trim and doesn't block field of view, approvals are quick. The officer, would you mind closing us out with the calm record? Angles adjusted to owner property. Audio limits set. Masks applied. Floodlight shielded. Storage set to 30 days. HOA conduit paint requirement accepted. Both parties satisfied. No observed violations now. Call us if future behavior changes. That's a museum label for a problem that just retired. Street is blue and warm and anonymous again in the nicest way. No one's dinner is on tape. Porches still see. Packages coming from the direction of hope. Before we split, a fast micro guide for anyone watching this. If you can draw your property lines on the live view with your finger and keep all motion boxes inside those lines, you're a good neighbor with a good memory. If your finger wanders, your settings should too, and if a setting won't obey, move the hardware an inch. Inches do more work than emails. For everyone watching, how should your HOA balance porch security with patio privacy? Hard rule, audio off on all non-doorbell cams, and mandatory privacy masks on shared fence views, or flexible case-by-case with proof of angle and neighbor consent? What's your best no-drama setup? Doorbell only plus back cam masked, floodlights with visors and timers, audio answer only, or a block-wide camera etiquette card everybody tapes to their router? Drop your angle-smart, neighbor-kind camera rules in the comments. Your tip might save a friendship, a taco, and a bedtime.